Hi there. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, fine, thank you.
Oh, Vito's mind. Out, hey, out, go away, go out. So how are things going? I ended up being stuck in Boston for 3 weeks, and
Okay.
the only thing I really did was try to figure out how to make that stupid Docker container work, and it was a fail.
I I am in Argentina now. I'm living in Spain, but for these 2 months, I was in Argentina.
Nice.
Hi, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Hi there. Apologies for being late.
Oh, no worries.
No.
Okay, orange. So I didn't, I was just hanging out in case folks had questions. I don't know if you saw on Slack, Terry, I spent, I don't know, like 3 hours trying to untangle the web of that guy's Hugo Docker images. And it's just all hard coded up the wazoo for Linux. Like trying to, it's trying to build a pull request to make it a variable. And I just kept running into more and more things that I was like, oh my God. So I stopped, I'm going to rethink this. But I did see your, sorry, go ahead.
We need to go the other way, I think, because we're on a very outdated version of Doxy and Hugo. And I spent the morning going through about 100 updates just to see what's changed. And it looks like quite a lot of the internationalization stuff that we're going to need to use is in later versions. So that's probably why it's not doing what we expect it to, right?
Though that is a very interesting thought. Some of it could certainly be related to that. But the container construction also just, does well, it's bad. It does like pips and wgets and other types of things. So right. that it had platform related things. Okay. So I'm sorry. I was just going to go look at your ticket. Where did it go? Issues, upgrade, Hugo. Okay. Oh man. Okay, yeah. I guess, unless you've already started, I guess I know what my next task is.
So this isn't going to be a straightforward operation.
No, I assume not.
So I had to do this for city events, and it was a fairly major piece of work, and they had less modifications than we have. So it's definitely going to be a slog. There are some significant changes from where we are to the later versions, including a completely different way to actually import Doxy as a library.
Is there a good set of, here, let me go look it up. See if there's a good set of PRs in the CD event space to look at.
Yeah, you should be able to see what I did on that one. Where we're going to have some difficulties, I think, is that I wrote a number of bits of styling stuff which we added to the Doxy layout to allow us to do things like those little speech bubbles. And so we're going to have to make sure that we port all of that stuff across as well.
Which repo is, it's not the SIG repo, right? Where's the CD events doc?
There, I think it's under the cd.events Git organization rather
Oh, it's a
than,
separate org. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, so there are several layers of config changes that we'll need to make in order to upgrade to later versions, and some of that will mean porting over style sheet changes.
Okay. All right, found the repo. cdevents.dev.
That sounds right.
Looks CD events website. Okay.
And that was a little while ago, so I imagine they're also lagging behind again now, and there may be another set of additional changes that we need to make to get us up to current release version.
Dear, okay, I found a commit that you and Andreas worked on. Revised refresh, 44 change files with 1,600 additions. Oh boy.
A little fear.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well,
I
okay.
had a similar issue with Docker, but in my case, I resolved removing the Alpine versions to the previous version, but it's similar to the change proposed for the Moise. It is similar. In my use.
Okay, so you rolled back the default image
Yeah.
because it wasn't working. Okay, that makes sense. I bet that's what the
But
problem is. Yeah.
I can run the site locally with and Docker in separate command and with the Docker Compose. I have cooperative with the translate in Spanish.
All right. So all the work that you're doing though is probably going to have to be revised.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yes. I start with the contributions with page, and when I finish this section, I think propose the period for review, work in progress for the first review.
Okay.
Some words in English similar your questions about the best practice, continuous delivery best practice, and I need your opinions, your suggestions, and for maintain in English or translate all the content to Spanish. But I think in the peer we can discuss this topic.
Okay. I don't see the PR yet. So
No,
have
no,
you?
no.
Okay, you
No.
haven't. Okay. You're
Yes.
you're preparing to create one. Gotcha.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I share you a preview about this. Okay. Okay. For example, oh, excuse me. Here. this is the view on Spanish. I use your branch
Mhm.
L and 10 from the start, and in my local fix some type of views in this section, and I start working with community. In community, I translate great contribution guides and style guides. These two sessions are finished. I need to review, tie off, but for example, in this section, you can use contractions similar to don't and can. I keep the original versions of the contractions.
I mean,
What's your opinions about this?
it doesn't really make sense in Spanish, right? I mean, I would say just take it out.
Yes.
I don't know, Terry, do you have any objections to that?
No,
Yeah,
I mean that's a problem in English that you need to manage because of subtleties of clauses. So where those problems don't occur in different languages, we don't need that whole sentence.
Yeah.
Where there are similar problems but different words, the words should be translated.
I'm wondering, is there a good way of persisting that, like leaving it in the markdown and just calming it out as don't translate, I'm just wondering, as far as like maintaining continuity between the different files. I don't know if that would really be beneficial or not.
I think it's probably just overcomplicating.
I think you're probably right. I'm overthinking this.
We're
I'd say, Oscar, just take it out.
I think this makes sense. Maintained, keep this for there is the original version of the principal contribution is in English. I moved to English. For example, when I read this makes sense. You can use contractions that don't and can. Well, this is similar for all language. Use instead of with of the user. I think we can keep this translation in English.
But it doesn't really benefit non-English versions,
yes.
Right?
The change for one annotation in Spanish, for English, for example, for English contributions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you want to change it to just reflect it as that, then that would be okay.
Okay, this is my one good question. And the peers I propose at the end of the old website translation of for section is a good approach. For example, finish the login page or the principal page and the community is a good approach for the first PR of end one section complete.
So where we are at the moment is that the version of Hugo we're running on in production doesn't support blending two languages into one view.
Okay.
So you'll only, if you go to the Spanish version, you'll only see the pages that you've actually translated. You won't see any of the other English documentation. So that would tend to encourage us at the moment to try and do as much of a translation as possible and then release the whole thing. If we manage to do the upgrade, then we will get automatic substitution where Spanish pages will come up in Spanish, but pages that exist only in English will still appear in English for a Spanish reader.
Oh, that we'll get that
so,
functionality if we upgrade. That's
Yeah.
useful.
So I think right now there's less advantage to doing an incremental release of translations, but there will be a benefit once we've upgraded the platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Understand.
So I'm wondering, how do we want to do this? Do we want to? Do we want to branch off the upgrade and then merge everything later? Or do we want to? We probably want to do that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make a new branch and get it merged.
That should be fairly straightforward because it's only all the translation work is going on under content.
Right.
Hopefully the structure of that won't change much.
Yeah. No, that should be good. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Oscar. You go up. You go upgrade branch. Okay.
So I think the big decision on that, if I remember correctly, was that initially Doxy was something that you added to your own repository. So you actually stuck all of Doxy in your repository as a folder hierarchy.
So
and then in later versions, it became an importable module.
Okay.
So you actually just in the Hugo config, you imported Doxy as a set of libraries, and it dynamically loads it. If I remember correctly, we switched to the dynamic modular approach for CD events.
Okay.
But
Revise.
we'll need to look at how we then override some of the rendering to allow us to do the little tricks that we're doing at the moment.
Okay, I'm looking at your CD events change. Oh, here we go. Hugo redirect. That sounds promising. Maybe. Under themes. All right, I will have to spend some time thinking about this. I will probably ask you lots of questions, Terry. I'll go ahead and get the branch pushed, and then so that anybody else who wants to slog through this, we can all carry each other through the battlefield.
Yeah, I'll definitely help you to get through this stuff.
All right, get. Okay. All right, I think I fixed. Oh, stop that. Yeah. There it is. Okay. All right. Anything else we want to talk about today? Otherwise, I'm gonna start pulling some stuff, spend a little time here.
All good with me, thanks.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye bye.